Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and I want to thank you all for subscribing to the Jobu Report. And this is my buddy, Cowboy Jobu. Now, one response that I keep getting questions like, what's the deal with the doll? Or I love the doll, or you need to ditch the doll. Well, here's the story behind it, and I'll try and make this brief. Um, I had an Eagle fan who said that the Dallas Cowboys suck so bad that not even Jobu could help him. So I made Jobu and I ended up taking him to New York for right after they won their last Super Bowl. We did a community build, which was great because Charles Haley was there along with some other players, and we went to the game. Well, you go to an NFL game in the enemy's territory, and you're carrying a doll. You're asking for a whole lot of BS. In which case, I did. So what was funny was we were sitting in the end zone, not far from the field. Tony Romo throws a pick, and by all rights, the guy should have run it in, but somehow he got stopped on like the 3 yard line. Defense has a great stand and stops him. Now I'm up here holding Jobu, and I'm going mojo, 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 and these Giants fans are looking, and all of a sudden, after the Cowboys stopped him, they kind of scratching their head, and I kept doing this throughout the game, and the Cowboys ended up winning that game on that seasoning opener. And by the end of the game, we had some Giants fans that were really giving me the cross eye and giving me the finger. Now, there's other stories in there. From we following year, we went to their training camp and we photobombed Victor Cruz, and Victor Cruz has not been the same since. We got pictures all over the Giants' practice facilities and things like that. The following year, when we went back, their community director said Jobu is banned from New York. We went to the Redskins training camp. We got RG3 waving to Jobu, and Jobu, well, I don't know if he put bad mojo on him or not, because RG3 never played well again. But for some reason, everybody has had contact with the Dallas Cowboys, from Tyron Smith, who's been a Pro Bowler every year and never getting hurt, to Sean Lee after he was injured, saying, Jobu, I need you to stay healthy. He had a Pro Bowl season last year. Even Lyle Collins last year, who we ended up meeting and getting his autograph. So all these players that he's gotten around, good things have always happened. Now, I can't say honestly that Jobu has anything to do with all of that. It's just coincidence. The other thing that's interesting is I've always taken him places and taken pictures of him. And people will stop and say, what's the deal with the doll? And I'll tell them the story behind it, and they'll instantly want to get their picture taken with him. So literally, Jobu has had pictures all across the NFL, almost every NFL market, with thousands of people. So he is literally the reason why I'm here talking with you. I had a Facebook friend share it with Benet Embry and said, this cat knows everything about the Dallas Cowboys, and you've got to check out Jobu, because he said you'll get a good laugh out of him, and it's funny. And that started out the whole process of me being on the radio, which is kind of funny because I used to have a really hard time speaking in public. I would never imagine myself doing the stuff that I'm doing, but for some reason, having Jobu, it became really easy. Now, if you ever go to AT&T Stadium, go to the players' entrance, because you'll see the sister stone like this one, and it's smack dab in the middle of the players' entrance. Now, what's funny about this is when I ordered the stone, it was supposed to be there at the beginning of the 2014 season. Somehow, I had friends that were there looking for it. They could never find it. So I called them up and said, hey, my stone's not there. And they said, well, we're sorry, there's nothing we can do about it until next year. They don't do any work on these things during the season. I told the whole story about Jobu. She checked out his Facebook page and ended up liking it. And she said, let me call you back and I'll see what we can do. Next thing I know, she said, we will have that stone in there in 2 weeks. And it turns out it's literally right smack dab in the middle of the players' entrance going into AT&T. So if you ever go there, you'll see the players coming in game day, and you'll see the stone sitting in the Tom Landry section. The other thing is, I ended up giving DeMarcus Lawrence has the shirt that I'm wearing right now. Sean Lee has one. George Selvey got one. Who else? Let's see. DeMarcus Lawrence, Tyrone Crawford. In fact, Tyrone Crawford asked me for another one. And I think, I don't know for sure, but I think that Jerry Jones had seen my good old shirts in the back. They say spread the mojo. Because you remember on the 14th season, he started saying that Chris Christie was the Cowboys mojo. Jerry, you saw that on one of my shirts, and that's where you got it from. So, as you can see, Cowboy Jobu is an integral part of the whole what I do here. So unfortunately, guys that don't like him, he's not going to go anywhere. But the Dallas Cowboys, I think, will be this season. I'm Mark Holmes. That's Cowboy Jobu, and keep spreading the mojo.